So I'm sure you've heard by now the story of Gina Carano, the star of the hit show The Mandalorian, which airs on Disney Plus. The story of how she was canceled and fired from her job. And the story is pretty crazy. I want to talk about that. It's been a few weeks, so I think it's a good time to go over this. And there's some perspective that I want to give to this. And for those who don't know the story, this is perfect for you because mainly if you're a Star Wars person like I am, as you can tell by Darth Vader right here, then you're already going to know a lot of this. But what I'm going to add to this, it's going to be pretty interesting to you. I'm going to talk to you about the who, the when, the why it even matters. This is the conservative take, and we're going to start right now. Hello, my name is Kyle, and this is the Conservative Take, where we take culture, TV, movie news, and politics, and we filter to you the right way. If this is your first time here, then please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, and that bell icon so you don't miss any future content. And also, if you'd like to join this channel and support us, then please look for that join button and find out how to do just that. So for those of you who have been following along on this channel since the very beginning, you've known that we've done videos like this before, dealing with SJWs and identity politics. But this particular video, as it relates to Star Wars, as I mentioned many times before, I am a huge fan, or at least I was a huge fan, and I will get into that in a second, that it was very important for us to understand that here in this particular case, that it's something that could affect just about anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a liberal or conservative, if you're just an American living, that it almost seems like you can be targeted because people don't like you, or there could be an agenda behind the scenes. Now, everything I'm saying here is going to be prefaced off a couple of channels. They're going to be in the links below. It's going to be Midnight's Edge and Overlord DVD. In those videos, they reference their sources and how reliable those sources are, or how reliable sources may not be. So I'm going to put that to them. So when it gets to the details of what I'm saying, I want you to know that there's a grain of salt there that you need to take this on. But at the same time, overarching evidence, all indications is that this is not what it seems if you look at it from the mainstream media looking in. So why am I talking about this? Well, I'm talking about this because, again, it can affect just about anyone. Okay, so on the television show The Mandalorian, this is a TV show on Disney Plus, and it's a very popular show. Now you might say, well, Kyle, it's Star Wars. Of course it's popular, but I'm speaking to people who may not know what's going on. Trust me when I say this. Star Wars is in extreme disarray. I would just mention this, that the last couple films didn't do very well, and that's an understatement. I give an example. Star Wars Han Solo story basically didn't make any money. It lost money. One of the first times, actually the first time a Star Wars film, major Star Wars film, lost money. So I can bring you through all that, but I'm not going to bring you through all that. Just understand the movie franchise is tanking, or has tanked, and that caused Disney to be in disarray. Part of the reason for that has been explained many times, but as you can imagine, it's because of identity politics, bad stories, taking stuff that has nothing to do with Star Wars and putting it in there just for a political agenda. The fans backlashed against that, and then a movement was formed called the Fandom Menace, which basically was straight backlash against anything going on at Lucasfilm and Disney. And the main issue for that is because the head of Lucasfilm is named Kathleen Kennedy. She took over for George Lucas, and to put it mildly, has done a horrible job. And so what's happened is that her agenda for the Star Wars universe is a lot different than what George Lucas had put forth. She's thrusting into the Star Wars universe identity politics and political agenda instead of a story. And what's happened is this movies have just not done well. Not only that, the toy sales, which makes billions of dollars, hasn't done well at all. The characters have not been well received, and part of the reason why they think that's happened is because they want to call the people or the fans of Star Wars, you know, sexist and racist, and who don't understand or care for strong female characters. Now that leads me into what I want to talk about, because that is the main problem with Gina Carano, because she is absolutely a strong female character which fans actually love. Now before I get too much into that, I need to also talk to you about what the difference is between the movie side of Disney Star Wars versus the TV side of Disney Star Wars. As you have here, Kathleen Kennedy, who is the president of Lucasfilm, she's in charge of the movie side of Star Wars, all the movies. Well, there's also a TV side which runs on Disney Plus, and that's headed up by a guy named Jon Favreau, and he is in charge of the TV side, and he pretty much has full autonomy on those programs. So we have two separate entities running the Star Wars franchise. And so here is where the problem is coming in, because Kathleen Kennedy is main boss. She is at war with Jon Favreau. This has been highly publicized and reported on. And the problem with this is because it's two separate agendas. Just think of Kathleen Kennedy as the new way who wants to put forth identity politics into Star Wars, and Jon Favreau is the guy who wants to take Star Wars back to its roots, which is what we all love about Star Wars. And so what The Mandalorian was able to do was bring back Star Wars fans have been craving to see. After 3 or 4 failed movies, the Star Wars fans were just tired of it and they were not coming back. Well, Jon Favreau came up with The Mandalorian. It's been very successful. And the breakout star of The Mandalorian is none other Gina Carano. In fact, she is probably the most popular star of the show, which flies in the face of what Kathleen Kennedy would have said, that Star Wars fans don't like strong female characters. So this really is reason number one why she was let go, but it's a lot more complicated than that. That's the initial deal, because it totally destroys the narrative of Star Wars fans, men primarily, not liking, or white men for that matter, not liking strong female characters. So to give you an idea, take a look at this Midnight's Edge screenshot of the Oscars website, which they were having a live stream with Kathleen Kennedy to answer some questions. And you can see there at 35,000 views, they only had 94 likes against 9,000 dislikes. It was so bad that they shut the feed down and deleted all the comments. And so part of the reason why they're upset is because Gina Carano is a conservative. And to make a long story short, again, watch the videos below. I'm not gonna get into why she was canceled or whatever. That's been widely reported. But it stemmed from tweets that she made and comments she made with just her belief system of just not bending the knee and thinking for herself. But according to Overlord DVD and Midnight's Edge, there was some political infighting that was happening because of interpersonal problems, but more importantly, I mentioned to you before about the fact that they had an issue with the popularity of her and going against the narrative of Star Wars fans not liking strong, powerful women, because they want to go in a different direction with Kathleen Kennedy, but also to sabotage the show for other reasons internally. Again, I don't want to get into all that, but just understand that it had nothing to do with the comment she made or the tweet she made. They were looking for a reason to get rid of her. In fact, here's the message from Disney. It says here, Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their culture and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. There's been reports right now that that last sentence, there's no evidence to back that up. Again, check out the links below. The response that Gina Carano had was this: I'm sending out a direct message of hope to everyone living in fear of cancellation by the totalitarian mob. I have just begun using my voice, which is now freer than ever before. I hope it inspires others to do the same. They can't cancel us if we don't let them. So just to recap here, Gina Carano is a star on The Mandalorian. She's extremely popular. Star Wars, the movie, aren't doing very well, and she was working on the TV side doing very, very well. Her presence being there on the TV side flew in the face of the direction that Star Wars wanted to go, and so in doing so, the reports are that she was basically pushed out so that they could continue on with their agenda. And so that being done, she was canceled, and by many reports, she was falsely accused of this hate crime of internet, so thereby trying to destroy her career. And it's just a very, very horrible thing to see. And so moments after that happens, Ben Shapiro, who is a Star Wars fan, who's been reporting on it for quite a while, and the Daily Wire are putting together a movie and are hiring Gina to be the star of their latest project, a movie project. And so with that, Gina is continuing to go forward. And I think the lesson learned here is, and why this matters, all Americans, regardless of your political affiliation, is because at some point it could come to you. You don't have the ability to speak your mind and have free speech in our society, then where do we stand as a society? And I think it's very courageous for Gina to do what she did and Daily Wire to hire her. And so hopefully she will continue on and do what she wants to do in her life and be successful at it. But right now, the time is that Disney and the people who are supporting them are suffering. And that's a whole nother video, because there's a big backlash going on right now with Disney and Lucasfilm, and only time will tell how that's going to pan out. So the important thing is this: what do you think? Do you think Gina deserved to be canceled? Was it justified? And if so, leave a link below to justify or to back up your claim there, because I haven't seen it yet. Also, what do you think about free speech, and where do you think it's going in society? Do you think it's hopeless? I mean, what's going on? And also, do you think the backlash with Disney and the fandom menace is going to make any effect at all? Is it going to change any decisions? And what about the Daily Wire? Do you think it's going to be cool to see Gina in a whole nother project? And will that be something that's going to be bigger and expand among other studios across the internet and across the Hollywood landscape? And again, if you like what we do with this channel, we take culture, TV, movie news, and politics and filter it to you the right way, then please click that like and subscribe button, that bell icon, so you don't miss any future content. Also, if you want to help us support us, then please click that join button to find out how to do just that. And as always, please check out some content that we have right here.